The morning paints the ocean blue. A little town begins anew. A gentle breeze, a golden sky, and seagulls drawing circles high. Somewhere down a quiet street, where flowers and the sunlight meet, there's a tiny place I know, where happy little moments grow. A little cafe by the sea keeps a chair that's waiting just for me. Wooden windows open wide, with dancing curtains by the tide. Coffee warming, quiet hands, like a postcard from distant lands. Every smile, every hello, moves a little softer, slow. No need to hurry, no need to run. Maybe the best days begin with the sun. No grand adventure, no place to be. The whole wide world comes quietly to me. Welcome to the little cafe, where blue skies never fade away. Leave your worries at the old front door and stay a little longer than before. Welcome to the little cafe, where laughter drifts with ocean spray. Every ordinary day can be a little brighter by the sea. A traveler reading by the light, a child with flowers dressed in white. Someone writes a note alone, someone calls this place their home. Tiny footsteps on the floor, a bicycle rests outside the door. Clouds are floating lazily, like little boats upon the sea. The old clock never seems to race, time has found a slower pace. Maybe that's the secret here, holding moments soft and clear. The waves keep singing, soft and low. There's no destination we have to know. A cup of coffee, a quiet smile. Let's forget the world for a little while. Welcome to the little cafe, where blue skies never fade away. Leave your worries at the old front door and stay a little longer than before. Welcome to the little cafe, where laughter drifts with ocean spray. Every ordinary day can be a little brighter by the sea. By the sea, just you and me. The little cafe by the sea. Maybe happiness isn't far away. Maybe it was hiding in today, in the warmth of the afternoon light, in the colors shining soft and bright, in a flower climbing up the wall, in a friend who stops to make a call, in the pages of a favorite book, or one last quiet peaceful look. Welcome to the little cafe, where blue skies never fade away. Bring your dreams and bring your heart. Every ending is another start. Welcome to the little cafe, where sunlight finds the words to say. Every ordinary soul can be a little lighter by the sea. Welcome to the little cafe, come and let your worries stray. Every little smile you leave becomes another memory. The sun goes slowly toward the shore, the little bell above the door. Tomorrow waits so soft and free, for the little cafe by the sea. The waves are singing quietly, the sky is painted gold. Stay a little longer, there's still a story left untold. Stay a wheels are drawing little circles on a narrow country lane. Morning leaves are shining softly after last night's gentle rain. A tiny bell, a quiet breeze, wildflowers dancing through the trees. The day is waiting just outside, and I don't need a reason to ride. There's a road I've never taken, curving where the rivers run. Little houses, painted fences, sleeping underneath the sun. Laundry waves above a garden, cats are dreaming by the gate. Every corner of this old town feels like it can hardly wait. Children laugh beyond the hilltop, someone calls a friendly name. Even strangers passing by me smile as if they know the same. No map inside my pocket, no plan inside my mind. Some of the nicest places are the ones we never find. Right into the summer sky, where the clouds are drifting slow. Leave the noise a mile behind and see how far the daylight goes. Every road becomes a story, every turn a little surprise. Happiness is riding with me beneath these endless blue skies. An old bridge crosses the water, dragonflies begin to dance. A fisherman waves from the shoreline, sharing one small silent glance. I stop beside a field of daisies, take a picture, breathe it in. Golden light across the meadow feels like where I've always been. A little bakery near the station sends warm sweetness through the air. I buy a loaf and keep on rolling, saving half for later there. Time can chase tomorrow, but not this afternoon. The world feels bright enough already. I don't need the moon. Follow where the warm wind carries, past the trees and over streams. Every mile is full of colors, every view is full of dreams. Nothing here is asking for me, nothing says I have to hurry. For a little while the whole wide world has forgotten how to worry. People say that joy is distant, hidden somewhere far away. Maybe it was waiting quietly in an ordinary day. In the sound of spinning tires, in the scent of summer grass, in a sky that's wide and open, watching little swallows pass. Maybe all the grand adventures start with one small step outside. One old bicycle, a sunny road, and nowhere else to hide. Keep the sunshine in your pocket, keep the laughter in your heart. Every ending on this journey is another place to start. When the evening shadows find me and the golden daylight fades, I'll remember every little moment that this simple ride has made. The road goes on forever, though the afternoon must end. I'll be back when summer calls me, like an old familiar friend. The wheels grow slow, the sky turns gold, the fields are wrapped in light. One last breeze, one last little hill, one last bird in flight. I lean the bicycle by the window, brush the dust from off the seat. Tomorrow there will be another road, another quiet street, and somewhere under the same blue sky, a new adventure is waiting for me. Color spills across the square, floating gently through the air. Wooden stalls and linen signs, A little world where morning shines, petals dancing in the breeze, tiny songs among the trees. Every step feels light and free, like the day is waiting just for me. Buckets filled with daisies bright, roses glowing in the light, lavender and baby's breath blooming softly with each breath. Someone wraps a yellow bouquet, someone hums an old café tune. Children chase the pigeons laughing underneath the sky of June. A painter sitting by the fountain fills a page with bits of blue. Looking up he smiles and whispers, every color looks brand new. Nothing here is made to hurry, nothing asks for anything. A quiet little street can sometimes feel much bigger than a dream. Sunday at the flower market, sunlight warming every stone. Every smile and every blossom makes this little town a home. Tiny moments bright and simple, blooming where the people meet. Maybe happiness is growing like the flowers on the street. Fresh bread waiting at the corner, lemon tarts behind the glass, bicycles beside the flower shop, watching strangers slowly pass. An old lady with a basket offers one white bloom for free. She says, take it for good fortune, carry summer home with thee. Wind bells ring above the rooftops, clouds are drifting out to sea. I don't know where time is going, but it doesn't trouble me. There are days we never noticed, days that quietly appear. Then a little patch of sunlight turns them into souvenirs. Walking through the flower market, hands are filled with shades of spring. Every tiny painted doorway seems to hide a lovely thing. Warm conversations open windows, friendly faces passing by. Every ordinary second finds a place beneath the sky. Maybe joy is not a treasure buried somewhere far away. Maybe it is simply waiting in a slow and gentle day. In the set of blooming gardens, in a street musician's song, in the little things around us that were here all along. A bouquet wrapped in paper, a postcard never sent. Simple days become the stories that our hearts remember best. Sunday at the flower market, colors shining soft and bright, filling little empty corners with a quiet kind of light. Take a blossom for tomorrow, leave a smile for someone new. Every flower starts a story, every story starts with you. When the evening bells are ringing and the stalls are closing down, I'll keep one small bloom beside me from this happy little town. Petals tumble down the roadway, carried by the summer air. The sky is turning golden slowly, painting colors everywhere. One last look, one last little wave, one last step before I go. And somewhere, when another Sunday comes, the flowers will remember the way we smiled today. the train begins to roll. The city slowly fades behind, carrying dreams I couldn't hold. Suitcases and paper cups, quiet faces, open books. Morning sunlight fills the glass and paints the world as we go past. Fields of green and little farms, tiny rivers winding on. Laundry dances in the wind, the scarecrow greets the passing train. Someone sketches by the window, someone closes tired eyes. A little girl points at the mountains, trying to count the butterflies. Every tunnel hides a secret, every bridge reveals a view. Every mile is softly saying there's still so much left to do. Maybe I don't need a reason, maybe I don't need a plan. Sometimes all a heart is asking is to go where it can. Take me somewhere beautiful, where the sky meets quiet hills, where the afternoon moves slowly and the air is standing still. Let the tracks keep singing gently like an old familiar tune. Every place I've never been feels a little closer soon. A lonely station in the valley, covered by the summer light. Flower boxes by the platform, waiting there in red and white. Children wave beside the crossing, dogs come running down the lane. I wave back without a reason, and they wave to me again. A fisherman beside the water lifts his head and smiles my way. Little moments through the window turn an ordinary day. Clouds are floating over rooftops, swallows cut across the blue. Somewhere far beyond the coastline, another story waits in view. Time is moving with the rhythm of the rails beneath my feet. Every sound and every silence makes the journey feel complete. Carry me through open meadows, past the rivers and the trees, through the towns with little bakeries and the scent of summer breeze. I don't know the final station, I don't mind where I arrive. Every passing landscape tells me what it means to feel alive. People often chase tomorrow, looking for a brighter place, running faster every season, trying hard to win the race. But a window and a railway and a patch of endless sky can remind a restless spirit how to simply watch life fly. There is wonder in the distance, there is beauty passing by. Sometimes all we have to do is lift our eyes. Take me somewhere beautiful, past the hills and by the sea. Every road and every railway writes a little part of me. Leave the maps and leave the schedules, let the daylight lead the way. Maybe all the best adventures start on quiet afternoons like today. One more station, one more sunset, one more field of golden light. I could ride this train forever, chasing colors through the sky. Evening settles on the window, stars begin to softly show. The train keeps moving through the darkness to places I don't know. Ticket folded in my pocket, a little memory to keep. And somewhere down another railway, tomorrow waits for me. Blankets spread across the grass, clouds are drifting wide and fast. Morning stretches through the trees, carried by a playful breeze. Paper cups in wicker bags, colorful little picnic flags. Someone says the sky looks new, and somehow I believe it too. Rolling up the countryside, leaving busy streets behind. Wildflowers line the little path, blooming after springtime rain. Sandwiches wrapped carefully, fresh fruit in a basket weave. Laughter travels through the air, floating higher than the kites. A little dog begins to run, chasing shadows in the sun. Children tumble down the hill, certain that the world stands still. Nothing on the schedule, nothing left to prove. Today belongs to simple things and places that we choose. Meet me on the green hill, underneath the open sky, where the breeze can tell a story as the white clouds wander by. Share a little sunshine, pass another slice of cake. Some of life's best memories are the little ones we make. Someone brings an old guitar, playing songs we almost know. Everybody joins together, even if they miss a note. Butterflies above the clover dance without a single care. A painted windmill in the distance turns so slowly in the air. An old camera clicks and flashes, saving pieces of the day. Years from now we'll find the pictures, and the smiles will never fade. Tiny moments stitched together like a patchwork made of light. Nothing grand and nothing perfect, only everything that's right. Afternoons like this remind us how the smallest joys can grow. One kind word, one shared laugh, one familiar road we know. Bring your hopes and bring your stories, leave your worries by the trees. There's a place where hearts grow lighter with the whisper of the breeze. Golden fields beyond the valley, blue above and green below. If happiness had any color, I think this is how it'd glow. Maybe someday we'll be older, walking slower than before. Still we'll hear the sound of laughter echoing across the shore. We'll remember little details, a paper cup, a favorite song, a blanket on a sunny hillside, and the friends who came along. Life keeps changing like the seasons, days arrive and disappear, but the warmth of one good afternoon can stay with us for years. Meet me where the hill is waiting, where the birds are flying free. Every path and every flower holds a quiet melody. Keep a little space for wonder, keep a little room to play. The world becomes a kinder place when we slow our steps today. Take one last look at the valley, watch the evening painted gold. Every simple happy moment becomes a treasure we can hold. The blanket folds, the baskets close, the sun slips low above the trees. One last wave, one last bright smile, carried gently by the breeze. Tomorrow brings another story, another sky to wander through. But somewhere in that green old meadow, a little piece of us stays too. Down a little cobblestone street, past the flowers and the trees, there's a tiny wooden doorway swaying gently in the breeze. Faded signs and painted windows, stacks of stories reaching high, dusty shelves and golden sunlight, quiet magic hiding inside. Every corner holds a memory, every cover hides a dream. Names I've never heard before shine beneath a gentle beam. An old man reads beside the window, turning pages nice and slow. A little cat is sound asleep, curled where the warm lights glow. Travel books and fairy tales, maps of places far away. 100 little worlds are waiting just beyond another page. Maybe I was only walking, looking for an ordinary day, but sometimes life leaves tiny treasures right along the way. Lost in an old bookstore, time forgets to move. Every shelf and every story feels like something new. Words can build a little garden, words can paint the summer sky. One small book can take your heart to places birds can't fly. Softly from the pages of a novel old. It says, I hope this story keeps you warm when nights grow cold. I wonder who once held this book and where their road has been. Maybe we would both have smiled at the very same old scene. Outside bicycles are passing, children chase a paper plane. Inside all the clocks are silent, like they forgot the hour again. I pick a book with flowers on it, wrap it safely in my bag. A tiny piece of someone else's world comes home with me at last. The happiest discoveries are never in a hurry. They wait behind a wooden door, quietly and brightly. Lost in an old bookstore, sunlight on the floor. Turning one more page always leads to something more. A story crossed in an ocean just to find me here today. Funny how the smallest things can change the world that way. Maybe every shelf is holding someone's laughter, someone's tears. Tiny pieces of a lifetime sleeping softly through the years. And maybe every reader leaves a little part behind, a pressed flower in a chapter, or a hopeful little line. If tomorrow asks too much of me, if the city feels too loud, I'll remember this old bookstore standing gentle in the crowd. Lost in an old bookstore, afternoon in shades of gold. Every page becomes a window, every story to be told. Take a little wonder with you, leave a little dream behind. The nicest roads are often hidden where we never thought to find. Close the covers softly, carry the sunlight home. Even when the story ends, you're never quite alone. The little bell above the door rings once before I leave. A leaf drifts slowly down the street, caught in the autumn breeze. One good book, one quiet smile, one afternoon to keep. And somewhere on a waiting shelf, another story is waiting to be found. Silver drops are fading slowly, sliding from the window pane. Clouds are drifting toward the mountains, making room for blue again. Tiny puddles catch the sunlight, turning streets to little skies. A quiet town begins to sparkle, waking up before my eyes. Leaves are shining in the garden, freshly washed by summer rain. Someone opens up their shutters, someone whistles down the lane. Children jump across the puddles, boots are splashing side to side. clouds drift away. Sometimes all they leave behind is a brighter kind of day. After the rain, the whole starts to glow. Every little street and rooftop shines a little more. After the rain, the sky feels wide and new. Funny how the clouds can leave a brighter shade of blue. A rainbow climbs above the river, stretching past the old oak tree. Someone points and starts to laughing, sharing wonder easily. Laundry dances on the balconies, catching bits of afternoon. Cats appear from hidden corners, curious to see the view. The baker sets fresh bread outside, the smell goes drifting through the town. People gather by the market, watching sunlight tumble down. An old musician by the fountain plays a tune I've never known. Yet somehow every single note feels a little bit like home. Maybe perfect days are not the ones without the rain. Maybe they are simply days that find the light again. Walk with me through quiet streets where little rivers softly run. Every drop becomes a diamond dancing underneath the sun. Open windows, laughing faces, birds returning to the trees. The world remembers how to smile with every passing breeze. There are seasons in our stories, there are clouds we wander through, but the sky is always waiting to become a brighter blue. A single beam across a rooftop, a single flower freshly grown, can't remind a busy heart and never walks alone. And every road that's seemed forgotten, every dream we left behind, might be waiting after rainfall for the right day to shine. After the rain, the city wears a golden light. Tiny moments all around us turn the ordinary bright. Keep a little hope beside you like the sun behind the gray. Every storm becomes a memory when the blue comes back to stay. Take this afternoon and hold it, keep its color safe. Somehow the world feels full of little wonders, and they're all around us now. Oh, the puddles slowly disappear, the birds fly home in pairs. A warm breeze carries through the trees and dances through the air. One last step, one last smile, one last cloud rolling by. And somewhere just beyond the hill, tomorrow's sunshine is already filling the sky. Evening settles on the hillside, painting gold across the trees. Daylight slowly folds its colors, giving way to cooler breeze. One by one, the little windows light the houses far below. Somewhere in the quiet distance, fireflies begin to glow. There's a path behind the meadow that I almost walked right by. It leads up to an open hilltop, wide enough to hold the sky. Blankets spread across the grasses, shoes are resting by the stones. Someone brings a small old lantern, someone else an ice cream cone. Tiny crickets start their concert, hidden in the summer green. Every sound feels soft and gentle, like a half-remembered dream. No one asks the time of evening, no one needs to know the hour. Some nights carry little secrets here and now. Tiny lights above the valley, tiny lights in every heart. Funny how the darkest canvas lets the brightest colors start. A shooting star escapes the silence, drawing silver through the blue. Someone points with quiet wonder. Did you see it too? Clouds have gone beyond the mountains, leaving nothing but the night. Even the moon looks like it's smiling, covered in a softer light. Stories wander through the circle, dreams we never used to share. Somehow underneath the heavens, words are lighter in the air. A little breeze turns one last page of the book I brought along. It feels like all the world is listening to the old and simple song. Maybe every distant starlight traveled years for us to see. Maybe little things take time, and that's how they're meant to be. Under a sky full of stars, summer stretching far and wide. Every tiny constellation feels like an old friend tonight. Leave your worries with the daylight, let them drift beyond the hill. There's a kind of quiet happiness that only moonlight fills. We don't have to cross an ocean, we don't have to chase the sun. Magic isn't always hidden in the places we've not gone. It can live inside an evening, in a field we've always known, in a patch of open silence where we never feel alone. Every laugh becomes an echo, every hope becomes a spark, and together they keep shining, tiny lanterns in the dark. Under a sky full of stars, hold this little night a while. Every dream is gently waiting just beyond another mile. Keep the wonder, keep the laughter, keep the stories that we made. Even when the morning finds us, nothing beautiful will fade. If tomorrow comes too quickly, if the world feels far apart, look above and you'll remember there's a whole sky in your heart. The lantern fades, the grass grows still, the moon climbs soft and high. One last wish, one last deep breath, one last look at the sky. And somewhere past the sleepy hills, a brand new morning is already on its way. Evening gathers on the rooftops, painting windows amber bright. Little birds are flying homeward, drifting through the fading light. Footsteps echo down the sidewalk, shadows stretching long and slow. A gentle breeze across the trees says it's almost time to go. There's a flower in my notebook, pressed between a favorite page. A train ticket in my jacket, like a tiny little stage. Pictures sleeping in my camera stand, still hiding in my shoes. Funny how the smallest things are the ones we never lose. Somewhere someone's closing shutters, someone sweeps the cafe floor, someone hangs a sign that whispers, see you again tomorrow. Nothing lasts forever, not the spring or summer skies, but little moments stay with us in unexpected ways. I'm going home with pockets full of sunshine, tiny pieces of the day, little laughs and little wonders that I gathered on the way. Every road and every story, every face treasure I can always carry through. I remember riding slowly down the hill beneath the blue. I remember fields of flowers, morning washed in drops of dew. I remember open windows, warm bread on a Sunday plate, a little bookstore by the corner where I almost stayed too late. Rain that left the streets all shining, stars that filled the summer air. Every place I stopped for just a while left a little brightness there. Maybe happiness is simple, maybe it was always near, growing softly in the background, waiting for us to appear. I'm going home with pockets full of sunshine, golden colors in my hands, a sky of blue, a train of dreams, and footprints in the sand. Nothing grand and nothing perfect, nothing made for history, just 1,000 little moments that became a part of me. One day these roads may all be different, seasons changing as they do. Flowers bloom and flowers fall, and skies discover other blues. But somewhere in an old photograph or in a song we used to know, a gentle afternoon will find us and bring us back to long ago. We'll remember tiny details, a window left a little wide, a bicycle beside a garden, a quiet walk at eventide. And maybe that is all we need when days are moving far too fast, a handful of bright memories to help the sunlight last. I'm going home with pockets full of sunshine and a heart that's feeling light, keeping every little color from this ordinary life. If tomorrow brings another story, I'll be ready when it starts. The world is full of hidden gardens waiting in our hearts. Take a little hope beside you, take a little melody. Every happy afternoon becomes a part of who we'll be. The stars arrive without a hurry, the moon climbs softly overhead, street lights bloom along the sidewalks, lighting up the road ahead. One last smile, one last deep breath, one last look around. Then I walk toward tomorrow with the sunshine that I found. And somewhere beyond the morning sky, another beautiful day is waiting.